Hello, I like to talk about Happy Liberation Day. Today's the day that basically we're going to equalize our trade things and with our trading partners and even with others. So basically, Harley Davidson can now sell a bike in India based on fair marketing, not ad people over here. If they want to buy an Indian bike, then they have to pay the fair price. Also, I heard on Newsmax Sunday's increasing manufacturing in Indiana, which is great. Good thing for that. Due to Liberation Day, in Raleigh, Massachusetts, about hope that basically this is going to help the New England fabricators. Um, Manufacturing is part of our country. We need to make stuff. We need to make stuff again, and like I was mentioning other news channels, all the people working trades were forgotten, and that's why basically many people voted for Trump, even many college students, even many people under 40. Because when you have to study hard, and you have basically like in some of these videos, I saw workplace intimidation where someone says, "Well, we want to move you from hourly to full time," but they said, "Well, you expect to work 60 hours a week," so a person says, "Well, wait, so instead of working 40 hours a week, I work 60, but you get a salary." Well, that means I take a third of job cut off by making sure I'm actually making less working salary than working hourly. And that's a good video. I'll put the links on a little bit later after the video. Um, the other thing when it comes out to is many of us believed in fair trade. What happened was in the 90s we thought, well, Cold War is over. Let's do fair trade. Let's open up the market to everybody. And what happens? We're playing American baseball game properly. Three strikes out, three outs per inning, 9 innings per game. But the people we offered fair trade to, they played a different type of baseball. They want four strikes are out, um, four outs per inning, and the game was over once they took the lead. Um, you know, we allowed them to get away with this for a long time, and we were patient. And like President Trump said, we're going to be fairer to them than they were to us. And now what we're doing is we're equalizing because we have to have people working. And what happens if people aren't going to respect fair trade? We got to make sure that basically do a carrot and stick of fair trade as tariffs, equal tariffs. If you're going to put 100% tariff on our Harley Davidsons, we'll put 100% tariff on your motorbikes, and it's having an effect. The main thing is also with the Dirty 15 list. I'm glad they made that list too, because again, we always played American baseball properly, but our trading partners have not played baseball properly. And this even goes back to an issue of 1968, where on Andy Griffith's show, um, what happened? Andy was the town sheriff. Mayberry was playing another town in baseball for the annual baseball game. The umpire became sick, so I asked Andy to be umpire. He said, "Well, I don't know. It's a hard job." Right? He says, "Well, please say I can't." So he said, "Okay, I'll do it." Then what happened was, as the game is a very close game, eventually came down to one team win the game by a called third strike in ninth inning, and he did a called third strike. Well, some of the people in town were so mad at him. They said, "Well, you didn't support Mayberry. You called a called third strike. You did this and this and this." And finally, one sportscaster and actually true newsman, not, that actually true news, an actual journalist, not the political journalist or the other fake legacy media journalists who sort of have lost their way. Sometimes people wonder if they lost away from Walter Cronkite, David Huntley, David Brinkley, and Edward R. Murrow, and even under the philosophy of Fred Friendly. Basically, the sportscaster who owned the paper, he wrote an article, and this was in days when people actually used to read the sporting page. I mean, when I was in junior high school, we used to read the Chicago Tribune sporting page every day, and I would read the business section as well. Um, so what happens? The newspaper man wrote an article and it says, "Well, Andy Griffin as an umpire did the job an umpire is supposed to do. You call it as you see it. You call it a third strike, regardless of whether you live in that area or not. Your job is to be impartial. Your job is to be enforce the rules and to make sure both teams play fairly." And what happened was a lot of people read this in the episode. And they said, and they all came in and said, "Andy, we're really sorry. We didn't mean to do this. We didn't." And Andy Griffith's character could have been vengeful and said, "Oh well, I'm not going to talk with you ever again." Or anything. He said, "No." He said, "That's okay. So I understand you were influenced by the moment, but now that you understand, let's just hope this doesn't happen again." And it was a good episode. And this is why I'm saying with this National Liberation Day, this is great because this is like this Andy Griffith episode. We are calling the third strike on allies who don't have fair trade policies with us. We're open minded. We tried to basically we played baseball according to the way baseball is supposed to be played, but some of our trading partners are suspected of not playing baseball the way it is. And they always say, "Well, we play the pitch." Well, in America, sports is a different type of sports. It's not cartels. It's not owned by five different groups like football is. And in America, basically, we have Major League Baseball. We have minor league baseball. We have sandlot sports. And I'm glad to see, like, basically, when they upgraded one school in my neighborhood, they're bringing back outside sports. Kids are playing. They have some soccer things, but I wish they'd also put up a baseball diamond too, because they did have a baseball diamond and a mini football field. And I'm glad that the NFL is recently asserting football with flag football because American football is important to our culture as just as well as American baseball. So again, we're not saying that you have to be American. You have to live the American way. But we're saying, look, if we're going to trade with each other, we're going to follow equal rules. We're not going to do it one-sided anymore. And like President Trump said, we're going to be fairer than some of the people who apply unequal rules to us were to us. So for Liberation Day, I say Happy Liberation Day. And what happens? I'm looking to see results in 6 months. And that's the measure basically of policy. You measure data and you calculate results. So let me know what you think. And the best way is just leave a comment on YouTube, X, Facebook, Pinterest, and for us remember, we all have a right to sell our goods and services fairly. But the thing is, if we're running into people who aren't playing the game fair, then we got to go to tariffs, and that's why we have to have Liberation Day. So happy Liberation Day. And I'm glad President Trump said that, our response is going to be fairer than other people. So happy Liberation Day. And let's make everyone's quality of life better again, period.